There were 3 non-quarterbacks this offseason that signed a $40 million a year contract. Jamar Chase, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt. We could have a 4th one very soon in Micah Parsons, and we're going to break down his game in just a second. Before we can do that, you don't need a $40 million a year contract. Take advantage of a massive sale that we have going on at PFF Plus right now. In fact, PFF Plus is $40 off right now. The NFL season is only weeks away. Fantasy leagues are firing up. Futures are moving. Dalton and I are breaking down each roster, and your winning season starts right now. Just $79.99 for a limited time. That's $40 off for PFF Plus and full access to PFF Plus for the year so you can dominate your fantasy leagues and smash bets from week 1 through the 2026 NFL Draft. We've got the best fantasy tools, the best betting tools, matchup charts, player grades. They're unbeatable. It's a major edge, and it's using the same data that NFL teams use to prepare each week. So if you're trying to win your league, cash more bets, or even just be the smartest football mind in the group chat, this is your chance. The PFF Plus early bird deal ends August 7th. Go now to subscribe.pff.com and use code EARLYBIRD. All right, Dalton. Micah Parsons still waiting on that contract right now in training camp, but he's obviously going to get a pretty massive deal considering he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
And he's going to be worth every dollar of that whenever he signs it, right? And you look at the production he's put up through his first 4 years, especially as a pass rusher, it's up there with the elite players in the NFL. We just take a basic look at his pass rush metrics and his PFF grades here. Second best PFF grade of any edge defender in the league since 2021. Second best pass rush grade. Highest pressure rate, creates more pressure at a higher rate than any edge defender in the league. Second best pass rush win rate, second highest PFF WAR over the last 4 years, wins above replacement, and you could probably guess who he's second behind in all those categories. You got it for me, Max?
It is probably Myles Garrett.
It is certainly Myles Garrett. So when you're talking about that's an all-time great who's been doing it since 2017, Micah Parsons is on the road to the same type of greatness throughout his career, and I think the importance that he has both for himself and his individual production and on his team and how much better he makes the Cowboys are really the two biggest themes, because we could pull out, positional stuff and when he was playing linebacker and which gap he lines up in, and we'll get to a lot of that. But I really, as a pass rusher, he's great in everything. And even this second highest overall PFF grade here is big because people think, oh, he's some subpar run defender. You can run right at him. Occasionally that's the case. But honestly, when you look at it, he's good enough to still warrant being the second best edge defender in the league over the last 4 years.
So let's show some plays that show why Micah Parsons is one of the elite defensive players in the NFL.
So we're going to start with it very, very simple. Okay, we're just going to give you different ways. I think the big theme for the Cowboys in their pass rush is there's 2 of them. The first one is finding ways to get Micah Parsons isolated in one-on-one matchups, right? Because there are very few guys, there's maybe only 4 or 5 guys in the entire league that I would somewhat trust to block him one-on-one from any spot. That's how good a pass rusher he is. So what you're going to get from Carolina here, very simple. We're going to get some play action off to this left side. Chuba Hubbard is not going to chip Parsons here. We're going to get a double up inside here. All the protection's going to slide this way. We've got the strong side going here, right? So what you have now is very simple. Here's Micah Parsons. Here's him with the tackle one-on-one. We see this a dozen times at least on a weekly basis. When you get to these one-on-one matchups, look, Ike Ekwonu, solid football player, solid starter in this league. Not one of the guys I'm trying to trust to block Micah Parsons one-on-one. We get into the play-action fake here, and you can see already, right here, Ekwonu's already beat off the corner. And what you can see, again, double, everything's sliding away. The strong side of the formation is here. Hubbard's not chipping. I'm not really sure why we wouldn't chip number 11, because one-on-one, almost nobody can block him. And you see how quickly he's winning here. Max, this is only about 1.6, 1.7 seconds. You just don't have time to mess around and block Micah Parsons one-on-one. And what's the result? Obviously, flying into Bryce Young's back like Superman here. Bryce Young just hit the top of his drop. He didn't even, sometimes you talk about, okay, quarterbacks, they got to get rid of the ball quickly. They have to give themselves a chance. He can't do anything when his back foot just hits the ground and Parsons is there. So that's number 1, straight up off the edge as a classic defensive end, winning that one-on-one battle. Number 2, now we get into the part where the Cowboys start creating opportunities and creating matchups for him. What you're going to get here, Micah Parsons is actually right in here over the tackle as kind of the defensive tackle in this setup, right? So what we're going to get here is that, okay, he's going to slant inside here to get one-on-one with the guard. Why is this going to happen? The tackle's got to come out here. Now, the center's going to slide that way. He's going to slide to his right, all right? And how we know he's got to slide to his right, why the protection is called like this, is because we've got Austin Eckler here. This linebacker has to come out and cover him man-to-man. So the one blitz threat at linebacker is DeMarvion Overshown right over here. Now, they know he's blitzing. He's not covering anybody. He's coming. The other thing he could do is spy Jaden Daniels. But the idea here is that Overshown, his one job, so the center can't help on Parsons here with the guard in case he comes inside. His one job here is not to get a sack on Jaden Daniels. It's just to cross the center's face and occupy him. That's all he's trying to do there, is occupy the center. So Parsons, again, gets his one-on-one with the guard. We're going to see this develop in the next slide. He's already won. This is about 1.5, 1.6 into the play. Again, the two things you see. Again, the blitz to cross the face of the center so it messes with the slide of the protection. That's one. And then you've got Parsons. And look, this is one of the best guards in football, Sam Cosmi, right? He's one of the best. But still, one-on-one with Parsons. We've already got the win inside. And what ends up happening, he doesn't get the sack here, but you flush Jaden Daniels from the pocket more than he wants to be. He's going to roll out and have to throw the ball away because Parsons is athletic enough to catch him from behind. He can catch the elite athletic quarterbacks from behind because he's one of the freak athletes in the NFL, right? All right, next one. This is the Micah Parsons fun stuff, right? We're back at middle linebacker. We're lining up right over my ex-teammate Tyler Biadasz at center here, right? Now what you're going to see, what the Cowboys do a lot, and I kind of hope Matt Eberflus keeps this in his defense, right? Get a little creative with this. They're showing right now a 5-man rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? This Eric Kendricks here, he's man-to-man. He's going to green dog if the running back stays in, right? He's going to green dog. That means he's going to blitz, but he's going to wait because he's got man-to-man on the linebacker. So essentially, this is a 5-man rush, 5-man protection. What happens? Micah Parsons is one-on-one with a center. There's maybe only 1 or 2 centers in the league, if any, that I would trust with that. And you can see, look how wide everybody's lined up. This is all by design. If these other guys get a sack, cool, fine. Otherwise, stay in your lanes, keep Daniels in the pocket, and just allow number 11 to do what he does. There's so much that's schemed in this defense that just allows Micah Parsons. Look how wide everybody's taking the outside gap. Why? Because this all parts like the Red Sea. There's no chance for any help. This is like an Oklahoma drill right here. Just get Parsons one-on-one with a center, and obviously he's going to get the sack. So it's not just that he's that good. It's that the Cowboys have always done a great job of isolating him in one-on-one situations. When you're able to do that, then he's going to have as much production as we've seen throughout the last 4 years.
Yeah, Dalton, he's just been an incredible football player for Dallas recently. And you can see these numbers right here. When he's on the field, Dallas pass rush unit is one of the best in the NFL. When he's not on the field, not so good.
So, look, this is just from last year, right? I could have done this through the whole last 4 years, but I wanted last year because he missed the 4 games with the injury. There was, he was hobbled in the middle of the season. Then he came back just roaring, right? Even though the Cowboys' offense was a mess, Micah Parsons was still just fine. And the pass rush as a unit gets so much better. When you have one great pass rusher like this, especially one that's as versatile as he is, your entire team gets better. Everybody goes, well, yeah, the Cowboys will be better because Parsons is on the field. But no, he makes everybody else better. I mean, you look at some of these numbers here. All 3 numbers in this first column, Max, all in the top 7 of the NFL as a team, right? And you talk about, yeah, they have Oso Digizua on the inside, but DeMarcus Lawrence was hurt last year too. Right. He hardly played last year as well. So you're talking about kind of a mediocre crew, at least on paper, when you look at aside from Parsons, but as a team, they're so much better with him on the field. All of these numbers right here in the second column, 19th or worse, right? So you immediately see it's not just him and the sacks that he provides, it's what he provides everybody else. So what I wanted to do really with the second half of this is go, okay, how does the attention that Parsons gets, how does that affect other guys' production and how much better they can be as a pass rush unit, right? Here's the first one. This is fun. Buffalo Bills. Here we go. Once again, here's Parsons over here off the edge. Now, what's going to happen is very, very simple. It's only a 4-man rush, by the way, okay? This is a 4-man rush. Very simple. Center's going to slide this way. We're going to get half slide this way, half slide this way, all right? Man up here, man up on the wide 9 way out there. Now, what's going to happen is that this defensive tackle is going to slant in here. Now, the center, this is his gap. He's got to take him. How much help is he going to get from the guard? Well, would you rather help on an inside defensive tackle, or there's still number 11 out here? So what's going to happen is he's going to put a hand on him, but once he crosses his face, now you've got somebody looking to the outside. That's the idea, is protecting this outside gap. And then I've got Spencer Brown out here. Now, here's how this goes. There's a couple of problems here with this. One, Micah Parsons is still really darn good. I want to hear for the moment. Still really darn good. So what you see, the guard puts a hand on the inside guy, and you've got Parsons out here first on the, now he throws a right hook at this right tackle that puts him on his face, and then I've got a young right guard here in Osiris Torres now going, oh shoot, I've got Micah Parsons with momentum going right. But it's not just that, it's the fact that the two of them have eyes on him, the two of them has Parsons as an assignment. What actually happens is you can create one-on-ones elsewhere now. So before we had Parsons getting one-on-ones schematically and opening up your best player for that. When that doesn't happen, it happens elsewhere, even over here. One-on-one, right? And those two might not win the battle, but you have 3 one-on-ones across your defensive line. Somebody's going to win that battle. That happens eventually in here. Even though Parsons isn't the one to get to the quarterback, all this havoc that he causes here allows everybody else to win, and eventually takes a little minute to get Josh Allen down, but eventually this is my defensive tackle here. Everybody else is
around. Look at the 2 guys that were blocking right
and
there,
meanwhile,
on the ground.
Even the extra attention didn't do anything because you took a right hook and you just got swum right by, and Parsons is still coming in case everybody else misses, right? But the fact that he opens up those one-on-ones inside is so big. Let's go to another one. Now, we're going to get even more attention, right? New York Giants, this is 2023. They're trying to figure out how to block this pass rush, play action any way they can. So what you're going to get, play action right up in here. Going to get doubled in here. We're going to have a backside one-on-one here. We'll get back to that later. Here's Micah Parsons standing up off the edge. Now what you're going to see is 1, 2. You're going to get a chip from 82, the tight end here, and Barkley's even going to sit and hesitate before going on a route. So you've got 4 guys on 2 on that side. Once again, a 4-man rush, okay? Let's play this out a little bit. Here we go. You see it all right here. Here's a tight end getting a chip on Parsons. Here's Andrew Thomas, Pro Bowl left tackle, getting a hand on him. They're going to stunt this here. Parsons is going to come around. So now I've got the guard involved. I've got 3 guys within the first 2.5 seconds of a play that get hands on number 11. Plus Saquon Barkley's coming just to check that. I'm telling you right now, he hesitates before even getting into a route because he knows if 11 comes around on a stunt, he's my problem too. Again, what does this create? One-on-one matchups elsewhere. We can see on the other side, we've got a pass rush win happening and an eventual sack happening because we've got those one-on-ones. Look, 4 guys to the side of Micah Parsons, 2 inside here, one-on-one is lost there. Again, the magnet that he is, he's got almost this gravitational pull as a pass rusher no matter where he is, because sometimes you just have to go, we can't let the best guy beat us, right? But what happens is if you have other players who are competent enough, they're hoping it this year from Marshawn Nealon, from Donovan Ezeraku, guys that can win one-on-one elsewhere. They make the whole unit better. Last one here. This might be my favorite one of the whole show. Here's what you've got. Again, going to get a form. Actually, we're showing, I should say first, a 5-man rush. We're showing a 5-man rush. Pretty basic, right? Showing a 5-man rush. That's what we're getting at here. We're going to get play action once again off to this left side here. We're going to get now this formation, the way this formation, this I formation is designed, strong right to Parsons here, especially with the fullback, is extra help. We're eventually going to have 8 guys in protection here, Max. 5 up front. Obviously, the 2 I just pointed out on the right side, and Dalvin Cook's going to stay in this from a couple years ago. Now, we're showing 5-man rush. Dangerous look from the Cowboys very often. And look, the Vikings play this right, because when you have 5-on-5, you have all those one-on-ones. They're trying to avoid that. Here's the problem. You still find ways to create those one-on-ones. Here we go. We're showing it. 5-man rush, right? 3, 4, 5, a little bit of a problem. Again, all the extra attention to Parsons, fullback and tight end, ready waiting for him. We've got 2 on this side, overloading it. 4 on 2 on that side, but we've created 1, 2, 3 one-on-ones. You give yourself a shot, multiple shots at it, throw multiple darts at the wall. One of them's going to bullseye. Here comes DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, my favorite slide in this whole thing. Here we go. First, we'll talk about DeMarcus Lawrence. He won that inside battle over the left tackle. He puts the swim move on Dalvin Cook because there's just no chance. Lawrence is going to get the sack here. Max, I want to ask you, where's number 11 on this play? Where's Micah Parsons?
Oh my gosh, you drop back in coverage.
We're dropping into coverage.
I was looking for him over here in the line of scrimmage.
It's just the idea sometimes of Micah Parsons. He put a little slam on that tight end, and then he drops back into coverage. So even then, just the idea of Micah Parsons. Look, these 2 are standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And even my right tackle standing there doing nothing. And all those one-on-ones we created backside because he has this gravitational pull. The entire offense has to lean this way because he's so good when he's one-on-one. You just can't avoid blocking him with extra help. But now he's dropped into coverage. We got a one-on-one win on the backside, and this is ideally how. There are even plays like this where it's not meant for Parsons to get the sack. If he's going to be the magnet and get 3 guys' attention, then so be it. Somebody else can do the work as long as you have competent guys on the other side that can win one-on-one matchups.
Listen, signing Micah Parsons is going to hurt Jerry Jones' wallet, but it's going to help the Dallas Cowboys. As Dalton showed right there, he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL and probably be getting a $40 million a year contract very soon.